Hello, everybody at Encourages. I love coming to Encourages every month. I got introduced to Encourages by my friend Vicki Mershner, who used to live in my building, but she died. She was my very best friend. And like Barbara's my very best friend, and people in Encourages are my best friend. Now, here's my testimony where my daughter wrote out for me in big letters. I hope I can understand it. And here I go. My name is June Ritchie. I was born on June the 24th, 1946 in Ireland. I moved to Canada in very early years and was settled in Toronto with my dad and my mother and my sister Joan. And Joan. And after finishing public school at the age of 18, I got my first job. I got my first job in Riverdale Hospital, which was a hospital for people that are very sick and have no place to go. The government put them there. I was in the kitchen. I made their food. I served their food on trays and took it to their rooms. And I met a lot of people there, and I was really happy. And then I met my husband, David Bright. And very shortly after, in August the 28th, we got married of 1965. I turned 19 years old. Michael was our firstborn, Michael David Bright. He was born in 1966. And then after that, my daughter Lisa was born on the 24th, Lisa, 1968. Unforgettable, after 5 years of marriage with David, I was divorced. What it was, because I got divorced from him. He was not helping me with the children, and then he was going out with his friends, which I did not matter because he brought the money home and that. But then when he got rude and mad and the foul mouth and that, I just said the children and I could not take it anymore. I phoned my mother, my father, where we were living together, and they came and picked us up off of Victoria Park in Ellesmere, and I moved in with my mother and father and my sisters then. And they helped me a lot with two very, very young kids that I had. And then when my children grew up, they went out on their own. And then I moved out of my mother and father's place into my daughter's and her husband's place, Howard, and I would live there with them for 5 years. After the 5 years was up, Lisa got in touch with Ontario Housing for me. It's called Ontario Housing Low Rental for seniors. She put me down as an emergency case. I got into that property there on 35 Shoreham, and I have my own apartment, which is a bachelor apartment. I've been living in that bachelor apartment for about 11, 12 years now. I love living there. I love the people there. And now they got people coming in called Loft, and they're connected with the government in that building, and they're connected with all their clients in there. I'm one of their clients because of my legs and my health and that. I had an accident when I first went in that building. I fell off a bus, a big bus, because I was going to school at Seneca College at Yorkgate Mall there. I took the bus home and I fell. Somebody pushed me and I went flying. Now the bus people sent me money and that, like a pension, and I'm still getting it, along with my old age pension. And I'm very happy right now because my leg is coming along and that. Right now, I'm going back and forth to the new hospital in Toronto. I'm doing exercise each on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I work at the gym there. I do the exercise I do with the teacher, plus we do big machines and that. And then after we're finished with our exercise, we go into a little room when we talk about how we liked it for the day. And then she talks about about how we prevent about falling and how we're living on our own as seniors. And this has been a great for me, because back away in April of this year, or no, last year, I lost my mother. She was 99. Then in April the next year, my sister Jean died. She just turned 70. And I was sad for 2 years. Sad for 2 years. And I had the church helping me. I phoned Barb, and she helped me through this too. And the people and encouragers here helped me too. And I'm really grateful for everybody's help and helping me in my life and that. And I'm so happy that I've got a good life. And I became a Christian, and I'm happy I'm a Christian. I'm helping out with people. I help at my own church at Christian Center on Jane Street, 4647 Jane Street, as a little church there. And this Sunday on November the 6th, we're celebrating our 50th anniversary. And I'm going to be helping at that, in the kitchen or at the door. I'm a greeter. I greet people at the door, and everybody comes in. Oh, hi, little Junie. Hi, little Junie. And the little kids are going, hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandma. And it makes me laugh. And I laugh with them, too. And at Christmas time, when we have our Christmas parties and that at church and that, I help with there. And I help with Santa Claus. So we dress somebody up as Santa Claus for the kids and that. And they always tell me, go up to the front of the church. I go up the front, and they say, you're an elf. You can help. I said, okay. And the little kids come up, Grandma, Grandma. I said, okay, Santa Claus will get you in a minute. Santa Claus will see you in a minute. And one little kid there was crying so bad last year. I took him in my arms. I prayed with him, and I colored them. And I walked him up to see Santa, and he didn't cry no more. And his mother said, how did you stop him? I said, I just talked to him, that's all. But like everybody says in my church and everybody in my building, whoever I meet on the street, or even in my exercise class, and they said, we couldn't ask for a wonderful person, and what you got inside you, God put it in you. Amen. Keep it going. So I am very happy to be here, and I'm very grateful. Thank you for having me.
Hey, June, can I ask you a couple questions?
Yes.
Tell us, who talked to you about Jesus? When did you become a Christian?
I became a Christian, and when I turned, I think it was the age of 26, 27.
Tell us, what happened?
I went to the church, and Karen was with Pastor Dino, and I would talk to them and that, and they talked to me. And I went so many weeks there, and I got baptized. And then they says, how would you like to become a Christian? I says, at first I says, I didn't know what that was. So they explained it to me, and they gave me a Bible passage. I can't remember it right now, because I'm short memory and long memory I've got. And but this Bible passage, it brought me through with Jesus. And I love him, and I love my Jesus, and I love God so much, and all my church people too.
Okay, and then one other thing you could fill in. You said, so you became a Christian at 26, you had 2 children, then you got divorced, and then what happened in the middle between...
In the middle of being a Christian and divorcing.
Yeah, from about 25 to 70, what happened in
Oh, in that, my husband David died, and I lived on my own.
Okay.
And I met another fellow, another man that I lived with my son. Well, my son lived with him and his girlfriend. His name was Brian Ritchie. And I married him, and then I told him I had 2 kids, but they're growing up and everything, and they're out on their own. He says, that's okay, that's fine. Now, I'm not really living with Brian Ritchie now because we're separated. Because it's just like David Bright. I just said, I can't take it. I'm sorry. I'm a Christian. I told you I was, and I don't go for this. I'm sorry. This is not my life. So I'm living on my own, and he's living on his own. No, he's not.
Yeah, and are your kids alive, or are they around?
My kids are alive. Lisa is married, and she's got three kids. She's got Shannon, Lydia, and Jonah. Jonah just got married this year. Shannon got married 3 years ago, and she just had twins, a little boy and a little girl. And she named the little girl after me and her mother, and the little boy is named after his father and his father's grandfather or something like that. And we all got together, and we had a little party and that, and everybody says, we're thankful, we're grateful that God gave us two beautiful great-great-grandchildren. I just came back from seeing them, and I hugged them, I cried, and they kept saying, it's okay, Mama, they're yours, but we're looking after them. That's okay.
And then one other question is, were you going to church already when you were 26, or did someone invite you, or how?
I guess I was.
Okay, and that's kind of when you were.
That's how I got to know Christian Center Church.
Oh, that's where you were. Okay. And then the Holy Spirit started talking to you about following Jesus.
And I still go to Christian Center Church, and I still greet at the door, and I still help at the church and that. And like I say, they're having their anniversary, and I'm going to be helping with that.
Beautiful. Thanks, June. Does anyone else got any questions about June's life and story?
Did you get baptized before or after you became a Christian?
They find there?
Did you get baptized before or after you became a Christian?
I got baptized after I became a Christian. Why the way they do it is at Christian Center Church. I thought it was, I maybe just had to put my head under water. It's in a big pool. And they walk you into the pool.
And then immerse you.
And then they put your head back in your whole body. But they hold you. Yeah. And when I come out of that, I cried. And smiling and laughing. And I thank God and I thank Jesus
Amen.
that I became a Christian. Amen. I thank you for having me here, and I thank you for calling the numbers, and I love you all in this church and that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.